Sloth woke up at 11. Sloth has been tired ever since. Sloth has not lifted anything heavier than a coffee mug. Sloth has not climbed any stairs. Sloth has not, at any point, done a single thing that a doctor would describe as exercise. Sloth has, however, opened the fridge 4 times to confirm its contents have not changed. And yet, by 2 p.m., Sloth is exhausted. By 4 p.m., Sloth needs a lie down. By 8 p.m., Sloth is too tired to go to bed, which is, scientifically, an incredible achievement. Here's the paradox. Sloth has done nothing all day. Sloth should be brimming with energy. Sloth should be vibrating. Instead, Sloth feels like he's just finished a marathon, except the marathon was scrolling, and the medal is a headache, and the only thing he won was a vague sense of shame. Why is that? Why do some sloths out there seem to have energy after a full day of actual responsibilities, while this sloth needs a nap after replying to one text message? And the big question is, where does sloth's energy actually go, given that sloth, by all available evidence, has not used any? Sloth always assumed energy worked like a battery. Rest equals charging, activity equals draining. So, logically, a day of doing nothing should leave sloth at 100%, glowing softly, possibly hovering. Sloth has tested this theory many times. Sloth has never once hovered. The truth is that the brain doesn't run on rest. It runs on use. Muscles that don't move get weaker. A brain that doesn't engage gets foggier. Energy isn't a thing you save up by doing nothing. Energy is a thing you generate by doing something. Sloth, in his careful avoidance of all activity, has not been saving energy. Sloth has been quietly going bankrupt. To understand this, let's look at one of the most depressing studies ever conducted. In the 1960s, researchers paid healthy volunteers to lie in bed. That was the entire job. No walking, no standing, just lying down, for 3 weeks. Sloth read about this study and felt, for the first time in his life, qualified. You might think these people emerged as the most well-rested humans in history. They did not. After 3 weeks, their hearts had shrunk, their muscles had wasted, their stamina had collapsed. Climbing 1 flight of stairs left them gasping. They had become, in 3 weeks, much older versions of themselves. The conclusion was clear and slightly insulting. Rest, in large doses, is poison. The body needs to be used, or it quietly begins to dismantle itself, which feels personal and, frankly, rude. There's a second reason sloth feels exhausted. Sloth is confusing 2 completely different feelings, both of which his brain unhelpfully files under the same word: tired. This is a labeling problem. Sloth's brain has 1 drawer, and everything goes in it. The first kind of tired is physical. Sore legs, heavy eyelids, earned. A nap will fix it. The second kind of tired is mental. Overstimulation, decision fatigue. 3 hours of short videos in which a man yells, a cat dances, and someone explains a war in 40 seconds. This is not real tiredness. This is brain static. But sloth, holding his 1 drawer, cannot tell the difference. So sloth lies down. And then, mysteriously, lying down makes it worse. Because what sloth needed wasn't less. It was different. Sloth has been treating a flood with more water. There's something else going on. Every time sloth scrolls, snacks, or watches another autoplay, his brain releases a small hit of dopamine. Pleasant, free. Sloth assumes he's getting something for nothing. Sloth is the kind of customer the brain has been waiting for. He is not getting it for nothing. The brain keeps the books. Every cheap hit of dopamine is borrowed against the next few hours, and the next few hours arrive with the bill. Flat mood, low motivation. A vague sense that everything is slightly gray, including, somehow, the colors. Sloth thinks he's tired. Sloth is, in fact, broke. He spent all his good chemicals on cat videos before lunch and is now living in dopamine poverty until tomorrow, when he will, against all advice, do it again. Sloth also forgets that he is, technically, an animal. Animals need 3 things: movement, sunlight, and actual food. Sloth has had 0 steps, the inside of his apartment, and a handful of something beige. Sloth could not, under oath, name the ingredients. The body interprets this as, we are in hiding, possibly during a famine, definitely not a great time to feel energetic. So it conserves, it dims the lights, it powers down non-essential systems, which apparently includes Sloth's will to live. Sloth interprets this as a personal failing. It is not. It is a perfectly reasonable response to being a mammal who hasn't seen the sun since Tuesday and whose last meal had a cartoon on it. Number 1. Move first. Think later. Don't wait to feel like exercising. Sloth will never feel like it. This has been tested across centuries. Stand up, walk for 5 minutes. Energy follows motion, not the other way around. This is annoying but true, like most useful information. Number 2, get outside before noon. 10 minutes of real daylight tells the brain it is, in fact, daytime, and that being a functioning organism is now appropriate. Sunlight is the cheapest drug Sloth has ever ignored. It is also the only one his mother approves of. Number 3, eat something a farmer would recognize. The body cannot run a full day on coffee and a granola bar shaped like a brick. Real food. Boring food. Food without a cartoon on the packaging. Food that does not, in any sense, drop. Number 4, 1 boring hour. Once a day, Sloth puts the phone in another room and does nothing in particular. Not scrolling, not watching, just sitting, walking, or staring at a wall like a Victorian. The brain hates this for about 20 minutes, then quietly resets. Sloth emerges feeling, for the first time all day, slightly alive. Sloth has invented sitting. Sloth is very proud. Sloth used to think energy was something you saved. Now Sloth understands. Energy is something you spend in order to make more of. The body and the brain were built for use, not for storage. A sloth who does nothing is not resting. A sloth who does nothing is slowly turning into furniture. Comfortable, well-upholstered furniture, but furniture nonetheless. So the next time Sloth feels exhausted after a day of doing absolutely nothing, Sloth remembers. He isn't tired. He's underused. The only question is, what small, slightly inconvenient thing will Sloth do today to feel alive tomorrow, given that lying here clearly isn't working, despite years of dedicated research? Sloth says thanks. Smash the like button. Toss him a subscribe. He'll appreciate it after his nap.